I am Guilherme Teles, and today we are going to talk about why use AWS, what advantages and disadvantages of this public cloud provider. Before we start talking specifically about Amazon Web Services, AWS, let's land a little on the subject of cloud computing. Cloud computing has become a vast and complex ecosystem of technologies, products, and services, giving rise to a multi-billion-dollar economy where many cloud providers compete for an ever-expanding market share. As consumers, navigating and understanding this cloud ecosystem is increasingly difficult. Outside of the giants of the industry, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform, the cloud market remains a mystery to many. Let's take a closer look at the infrastructure of the leading public cloud infrastructure providers for 2023, combining data from Gartner and the respective providers' revenue reports. So, let's start with AWS, Amazon Web Services. Owning nearly half of the world's public cloud infrastructure market, Amazon is the clear market leader. In 2020, Amazon reported revenue of $15.4 billion, up to 26.8% year over year. Carrying that dominance into 2021, Amazon reports combined first and second quarter revenue around $10 billion, up to 35% from the year before. So let's talk about Microsoft Azure. With a market share of 15%, Gartner estimates Azure annual revenue of $5 billion and a growth of 50% in the last year, increasing Azure's market share. However, getting a true picture of Microsoft public cloud infrastructure market share remains a mystery. How Microsoft continues to mask Azure revenue in a combined commercial cloud business. In 2019, Microsoft looks poised to claim AWS market share, reporting 70% on the first quarter of 2019. Growth in Azure revenue. Overall, Microsoft combined commercial cloud business revenue for the first and second quarters now stands $20 billion, up to 40% from the previous year. Then we talk about Alibaba. Alibaba is one of the greatest public cloud providers that their main clients are in Asia. Processing a public cloud market share of 7 to 80% according to Gartner, Alibaba has an annual revenue of approximately $3 billion and an impressive growth of 90% in 2018 and 2019, a growth of 6% that puts the company annual revenue rate over $4 billion. Google Cloud Platform is estimated by Gartner to command a 4% public cloud market share with annual revenue of almost $2 billion and a growth of 50% in the past 3 years. This last year, we can see Google taking the market share of Alibaba, with Google CEO Sundar Pichai reporting cloud service revenue on track to hit the amount of $10 billion. This needs to be taken into account as Google combines GCP revenue with its Google Workspace SaaS offering. So why business are moving to the cloud? Each company decision to move to the cloud is unique. However, there are some common reasons and natural evolutions that led a company to make the transition. Let's take a look at some of the most common reasons your business might move to a cloud-based ecosystem. One of the most common reasons for making the transition is the wide range of benefits offered by cloud computing. Greater flexibility, scalability, and security are just some of the most popular reasons. We will cover those benefits in more detail later in this video. Let's talk about end-of-life events. All hardware and software products have a life cycle. When a supplier announces an end-of-life event, it's an opportunity for you to consider alternative solutions. Increasingly, companies are using these natural events to move from on-premises to cloud-based solutions, allowing you to decommission old licenses and hardware, not to mention avoiding the security risk of running a solution after an end-of-life event. Business acquisitions. When companies merge, challenges often arise due to the incompatibility of different application and technology landscapes, especially if you need to consider managing these environments across multiple on-premises data centers. If you are in this situation, moving these applications and technologies to the cloud may be the ideal solution, offering a smoother transition with a consistent solution capable of seamlessly accommodating new geographies and employees in the future. Many companies have contracts with private data centers, hardware and software providers that must be periodically renewed. Much like an end-of-life event, this presents you with an opportunity to reconsider how you deploy specific services and solutions. Increasing cost bases and a variety of other limiting factors present you with the opportunity to transition to a more cost-effective cloud-based solution. Data compliance is the foundation of business operations if you are in industries like financial services and healthcare. If you operate on-premises solutions, the evolution and ongoing management of compliance regulations can present a significant resource challenge. Moving to the cloud allows you to choose services that are already compliant, with the cloud provider responsible for any updates should these compliance requirements change. So let's get to one of the most important things about moving to cloud, that is the security risk. In an environment where cyber attacks are increasing in severity and scale, you may find your organization you prepare to defend itself. Wherever it's a lack of tools or talent, like many companies, you find the public cloud offering a turnkey solution to mitigate risk, not to mention the vast resources cloud providers can offer for threat protection. Capacity requirements. Like many companies, you may experience hardware utilization issues when experiencing rapid growth or large seasonal changes in capacity. Costs can add up quickly if you are unable to meet business demand or end up paying for local services that are largely underutilized. A move to cloud will give you the flexibility to rapidly scale up-down computing, up and down your compute resources, reduced cost through as a pay-as-you-go model. So imagine yourself, you won't be needing to pay for a full capacity of your hardware. If you have season application that, for example, on some months of the year, your resources are not very well demanding, so you can scale down your server, and of course you pay less. So when managing an on-premises data center or software applications, you are responsible for keeping everything up to date. When evaluating an upcoming upgrade cycle, you may find it significantly less costly and beneficial to transition to the cloud. A SaaS, software as a service subscription, or moving an application to the public cloud can provide significant cost savings compared to on-premises software license and costly hardware upgrades. Benefits of switching to cloud computing services in terms of business. Now that we have covered the top reasons your business should move to the cloud, let's look at the associated benefits. So the first one we should consider, and the one that most motivate companies moving to the cloud, is cost reduction. One of the main motivations for many to move to the cloud or join the cloud or board in the cloud is the associated cost savings, directly and indirectly. Depending on your business and how you use the cloud, you can save in a variety of ways. Some examples include scaling your computing to meet ever-changing demands, reducing resources spent on managing hardware and software, or getting more insight into your data. Scalability. One of the main benefits of cloud services is scalability. cloud computing gives you the ability to quickly scale your computing and storage requirements to meet business demands. Through a pay-as-you-go model, you can better control your costs, scaling up or down to meet seasonal demands, just like I said. So this will give you a competitive advantage. As a business, your IT team has a finite amount of resources available. Moving to the cloud allows your business to move faster than competitors. Focus your IT staff on revenue generating projects instead of being locked in a server room managing on-premises infrastructure. In fact, a Verizon study showed that 77% of companies feel that cloud technology gives them an advantage over competitors. Cloud providers offer your business a vastly improved security solution. Microsoft, for example, monitors more than 6 trillion threats in a single day with an in-house team of 3,500 security experts whose sole purpose is to protect these systems and data. Moving to the cloud puts security resource demands in the hands of the provider, freeing up your staff to focus on other areas. But pay attention to the shared responsibility model, because sometimes if you open your resources all to the web, it is your responsibility and not the cloud provider. Pay attention to this term, okay? Let's talk about disaster recovery. A key success factor for your business is ensuring your technologies remain operational. No matter how in control of business process you are, your systems will eventually let you down. In today's market, even limited downtime can significantly affect your productivity, revenue, and brand reputation. Cloud technology provides the protection of rapid data recovery and vast data centers capable of failover in the event of outages. Greater collaboration. Cloud computing can simplify and improve your company's collaboration. Cloud-based platforms give your team members the ability to easily and securely create, edit, view, and share information. Built-in mobility features enhance collaboration, allowing your team to connect from anywhere via their mobile device. Cloud computing keeps your employees informed wherever they are in the world. By supporting mobile access, cloud technology gives your employees the ability to securely access your company's systems and data through their mobile devices, supporting remote work and keeping your employees connected and productive even when they are on the move. So, why use AWS? What are the advantages and disadvantages? There are 5 pillars of AWS, and the 5 pillars come from the well-architecture framework from AWS: operational excellence, safety, reliability, performance efficiency, and cost optimization. Amazon Web Services is a cloud computing platform that offers flexible, reliable, scalable, easy to use, and cost-effective cloud computing solutions. The platform is built with a combination of infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software package as a service offerings. AWS offers a wide range of global cloud-based products for different purposes. Products include storage, databases, analytics, networking, mobile devices, development tools, enterprise applications, content delivery services, remote computing with a pay-as-you-go pricing model. AWS has over 200 end-to-end services for a wide range of technologies, industry, and use cases. AWS was one of the first companies to introduce a pay-as-you-go cloud computing model that scales to provide users with compute, storage, or throughput as you need. Amazon Web Services is much more secure than a company hosting its own website or storage. Currently, AWS has dozens of data centers around the world, which are continuously monitored and rigorously maintained. Diversifying data centers ensures that a disaster that hits one region does not cause permanent data loss across the globe. The cost of AWS charges based on customer usage. Startups and small business can see the obvious benefits of using Amazon for their computing needs. In fact, AWS is great for building a business from the ground up, as it provides all the necessary tools for companies to get started with the cloud. For existing business, Amazon provides low-cost migration services so your existing infrastructure can be seamlessly moved to AWS. AWS has the most extensive global cloud infrastructure. AWS has about 81 availability zones and 25 geographic regions worldwide, with announced plans for an additional 21 availability zones and 7 more regions in Australia, India, Indonesia, Israel, Spain, Switzerland, and United Arab Emirates, with 245 countries and territories served as today. AWS is ranked as number 1 and rated a top leader since 2020 Gartner Magic Quadrant for Cloud Infrastructure and Platform Services. With AWS, we can leverage the latest technology to experiment and innovate faster. They are continually accelerating the pace of innovation and to invent brand new technologies that you can transform your own business. So the AWS history. In 2002, AWS Services launched. In 2006, launched its cloud products. 2012 holds the first event for customers. In 2015, Reviews achieved revenues of $5 billion. On the next year, 2016, they exceeded revenue target of $10 billion. On 2016, Snowball and Snowmobile were launched, and since 2019 they offer more and more cloud services. So why is cloud infrastructure so important? AWS Global Cloud Infrastructure is the most secure, broad, and reliable cloud platform, offering more than 220 services from data centers around the world. Whenever you need to deploy application workloads across the globe with a single click, or you want to build and deploy specific applications closer to your end users with single-digit millisecond latency, AWS delivers the cloud infrastructure wherever and whenever you need it. With millions of active customers and tens of thousands of partners worldwide, AWS has the largest and most dynamic ecosystem. Customers of virtually every industry and size, including startups, enterprises, and public sector organizations, are running every imaginable use case on AWS. So, with that in mind, why should IT professionals invest in AWS certification? It's no surprise that organizations are continuing to build their cloud infrastructure. In fact, 43% of global IT decision makers agree that cloud computing remains a top investment priority for 2023. As a result, IT decision makers are proactively addressing ways to upskill their internal workforce to meet their cloud adoption needs. In fact, 56% of IT decision makers say that they will attempt to close skill gaps by training their existing staff, a 17 increase over 2019 and 2020 survey results. In addition, 80% of IT managers approved training for their staff as opposed to only 59% of last year. So imagine that this is a good news for IT professionals. Organizations are placing more value on their internal workforce and are seeking more opportunity to support their staff professional development. So, organizations view their certified employees as a competitive advantage. More and more IT leaders are supporting their staff in earning certifications. For example, at 80% of IT decision makers who approved training, 70% of them did so for their staff to earn a certification or complete a recertification. This encouraging trend suggests that IT leaders see the value that certified staff offer their organization. A compelling 94% of global IT decision makers agree that certified team members provide added value above and beyond the cost of certification and think their greatest benefit is helping to close skill gaps. To build on the findings from Global Knowledge, according to a recent study completed by Enterprise Strategy Group, an independent analyst firm, 97% of organizations that employ AWS certified staff say doing so puts their company in a better competitive position to succeed over the next 3 to 5 years. With AWS as a top technology focus area for this year, not surprisingly, AWS certifications are in high demand. In fact, 4 AWS certifications are in the top IT certifications to pursue this year. Those include Certified Architect Associate, number 1, Solutions Architect Professional, number 3, Certified Cloud Practitioner, number 5, and AWS Certified Security Specialty as the number 10. Furthermore, IT professionals agree that holding one or more IT certification puts them in a strong position, including enhancing job performance. That may be why 87% of IT professionals hold at least one certification. If you are wondering whether IT certifications are worth it, according to respondents from the Global Knowledge Survey, the answer is yes. After earning a certification, IT professionals see an increase in their job effectiveness, including improved quality of work, increased engagement, and faster job performance. Amazon Web Services are widely used for various computing purposes, such as hosting, website, application, SaaS hosting, media sharing, mobile and social apps, content delivery and media distribution, storage, backup and disaster recovery, development and test environment, academic computing, search engine, social network. And there are some companies that actually use AWS for 100%. Instagram, Pinterest, Netflix, Dropbox, NASA, Just a Part, Airbnb, Sony, Philips, Samsung, Facebook, Mintra, Hotstar, and many more. So the advantages of AWS following are the advantage of using AWS services. AWS enables organizations to use familiar programming models, operating systems, databases, and architectures. It's a cost-effective service that lets you pay only for what you use with no upfront or long-term commitments. So when you think about that, this is pretty just like your energy bill, for example, or your cable TV. You don't have a long-term contract, so with the past data centers environment, you need to have a contract for 12, 24, 36 months. So you won't need to spend money on running and maintaining data centers. Offers fast deployments. You can easily add or remove capacity. You get access to the cloud quickly with unlimited capacity. Total cost of ownership is very low compared to any private or dedicated server. Offers centralized billing and management, offers hybrid features, allows you to deploy your application to multiple regions of the world with just a few clicks. So when we talk about innovation, AWS may have competitors like Microsoft and Google when it comes to pricing, but when it comes to dedication and innovation, there is no other cloud service provider in the market that can effectively compete with Amazon Web Services. But there are some disadvantages, of course. No services is perfect. If you need more immediate or intensive assistance, you have to opt for paid support package among 3, which are developer, enterprise, and business. And it will depend on your billing, but for developer it will be $29 a month. Amazon Web Services can experience some common cloud compute issues when you move to a cloud. For example, downtime, limited control, and backup protection. AWS sets default resource limits that vary from region to region. So for example, you can have a new application that is launched on Northern Virginia, and it will take some months for it to be available, for example, in Australia or some Europe region, or even in Latin America. Those resources consist of images, volumes, and snapshots. You can launch limited number of instances per area. So depending on which area you are, there are some few data centers and some few computing available for you. So you need to consider that when using or planning a large deployment. Hardware level changes happen in your application which may not give you the best performance and usage of your applications. And of course, there are security limitations. Since security is one of the core features, AWS limits some of its features that cannot be changed. AWS best practices. You need to design for failure, but nothing will fail. It is important to decouple all of its components before using AWS services. You need to keep the dynamic data closer to the computation and the static data closer to the user. It is important to know the security and the performance trade-offs. Pay for computing capacity by hourly payment method. Get in the habit of paying once for every instance you want to reserve and receive a significant discount on your hourly bill. So an upfront of 1 year or 3 years, it will depend if you know what kind of instance you need. For example, acquisitions. Over time, AWS has acquired several organizations, increasing its focus on the technologies it wants to incorporate in the further. These acquisitions do not add value to AWS but enhance its core services. For example, AWS acquired TSO Logic, Squirrel, Cloud Endure, for example. When it comes, for example, to AWS, you shouldn't expect a perfect system with a simple setup where everything is waiting for you. AWS is, of course, a complex infrastructure with its own rules and laws that must respect and be aware of. Organizations are not slowing down their investment in cloud computing technology. In fact, they are increasing their investment in upskilling their existing staff using certifications to help close skill gaps. IT professionals are also proactively developing their cloud computing skills and are planning to pursue AWS certifications more than any other certification this year to build their knowledge and credibility. We are pleased to see that IT professionals' hard work to gain new skills and validate their expertise through AWS certification continues to be recognized through the industry and uniquely positions them and their organization for a continued innovation. So this is for sure the best bet that you can have for your career, for your job improvement, for your salary increase. While there are many benefits to AWS certification, the real world value for many is simple. Certification translates to leveling up your career with better jobs and pay increase. Of course, certifications alone won't necessarily land you a dream job. Certifications gives you a comprehensive knowledge base that may help you land interviews, and they can even help you get some jobs. But asking how many certifications you need to land a cloud job is typically the wrong question. After all, just because you have a certification doesn't mean you have necessarily mastered those skills. Whenever AWS certification on your career path you choose to follow, certifications are milestones as you make progress on the path from novice to be a master, a subject matter expert. For most AWS certifications shouldn't be the ultimate goal unless you are just trying to be a completionist to snag all 12 of them. AWS certifications are a tool toward your goal. Maybe it's getting a new job or a good promotion or pursuing yourself to expand your skills. Certifications can serve as a way to prove your skills at a glance, but you need to actually get hands-on with cloud and jumpstart your cloud career. So, how can certifications help you? When you are learning something new, it's important that you understand the language being used. Certifications are a good framework for learning a working language. In this case, a cloud certification, if you are going to go into a job interview and declare yourself a cloud expert, you are going to want to know that specific language. If you are coming from outside of the industry, certification is a great way to upskill the terms and language you use. Certification is measurable. You are not kind of certified or part-way certified. You are either certified or you are not. Plus, the pursuit of a certification gives you a specific finish line to direct your learning efforts towards. So you need to understand that the process and the journey for your certification will certainly land you one job, not your dream job, but your first cloud computing job. And then you can pursue more and more certification, more and more knowledge. And of course, you can earn very good salaries in that way. So think about that when you start studying for your cloud certifications. When we talk about, for example, AWS certified candidates will get higher visibility and preference from their employee. Also, nowadays, organizations are looking for certified professionals because they are accredited from Amazon, so they know best practices. Amazon prefers training before AWS certification exam, and in training, you are going to learn various tools, techniques, and steps to be able to work with Amazon cloud platform. So the point here to get the certification is also to increase the visibility of your resume. Many multinational organizations are demanding AWS certified professionals who have attended AWS training or got an AWS certification. So they will be assured that you are following the best and ideal practices while implementing. So if you are certified, then your resume will be highlighted in the list to increase your hiring chances. So this is the good catch, the biggest catch for you. And of course, Amazon Web Services has a subject matter expert program, and only AWS certified professionals are qualified for this program. The SMEs are responsible for arranging workshops and being a crucial part of the exam development process. When organizations have multiple staff members who are AWS certified, then organization can eligible for becoming AWS partner. After becoming AWS partner, organizations have access to large range of resources and training to give better and advanced solutions or support to their customers with AWS services. So you need to think right now to start your study. So that doesn't matter if you are not from the field or if you are already in the information technology field, you need to start thinking about AWS certification program. And if you don't have any money, just go to my website, peaksite.tech. There is a link for download an ebook for you to study right now and get your first certification, okay?